Good morning. We got a beautiful day in London. This is the Daily 5, how to survive and thrive in these times of crisis. And I'm about to hit you with a challenge that if you do, this is going to absolutely change your life. Perhaps change your business and allow you to build when everyone else is contracting. And this is something I do on the very first module of my Business Accelerator course, and it's called the 10-day vlog challenge. It's 10 vlogs in 10 days. Now, before you get all crazy, let me just tell you how it works. First of all, what is a vlog? Well, a vlog is a video log. It's when you talk to camera just like I'm doing now, and you talk about 2 or 3 minutes and you just explain an idea or a concept. I call this a minimum viable product. And a lot of you are at home right now and your businesses are contracting or dying right now. And you're thinking, well, until my shop opens up, or until I can actually meet people, or until I can hold events, or until my business comes up, I'm dead in the water. I can't make any income. And I would argue that you are wrong. You are wrong. This is a defeatist mentality because you've been taught all your life that only business happens in a certain way. One-on-one with people, where you're consulting, it only happens in groups, it only happens this specific way. And I'm here to tell you that's not true. Because for the past 4 years, I've been teaching people all around the world in 110 different countries how to what I call digitize their intellectual property, how to put what they're really good at. What you're really paid for is because you have specific knowledge about how to do a specific thing. It could be walking dogs. It could be Reiki. It could be coffee. It could be consulting people about their marriage, whatever it is. And you think the only way to do that is in person. And so you, along with the rest of the world, is thinking the world's going to retract and go into a big recession, and it will. But the ones that are going to survive are the ones that know how to digitize it. Now, this is no free lunch. There's nothing easy about this. The barrier to entry is your own fear. This is the truth. The barrier to entry is your own fear of other people's judging, because most people can't do what I'm doing right now. I even got people walking by me now that are like, who's the weird American dude talking on his phone? That's okay. He's the guy that's building a business right now when you're running away. And that's what I want you to do today. So I'm challenging you to your first vlog in the first day. And I want you to keep this up for 10 days. I actually want to see him as well. So if you can upload them to YouTube, leave me the links below in the comments here. I want to watch them. Or you can email to them to me at hello@londonreal.tv. I'm going to watch them all and I'm going to give you feedback. So what do we do here? How do you kick it off? First of all, don't worry about what you look or what you sound about. What really matters is that you give someone an actionable point that they can actually learn from. So if you're a lawyer, teach me some basic legal advice that you would normally give to someone. It can be specific as well. You could say, hey, if you're going through a divorce right now, the single biggest mistake that people make is XYZ. Perfect. Thank you very much. Maybe you're a counselor and you can say, look, one of the biggest problems with depression is that people don't have a physical practice. They give themselves negative self-talk. I'm going to give you something right now. Boom. Say you're a dog walker. The biggest mistake people make when they walk dogs is they don't control the animal before they take it out. They let it pull the leash. They let it run the show. You're the boss. All right. I'm just making this stuff up. I'd probably be good at all this, right? But my point is that you're giving them a 2 or 3 minute nugget of knowledge and you're going to put it out there and you're going to get some feedback. Now, that feedback could be anything. People could say, wow, thank you very much. People could ask you more questions like, yeah, but what happens when this happens? Some people will say, that didn't help me. That's no good. You'll get ups, you'll get likes and dislikes, and you'll start to get feedback for what people think of your IP. First of all, what's not going to happen is the world's not going to end. What's not going to happen is all your friends aren't going to call you and say, this is horrible, and all of your worst fears will not come true. That's one. So your first vlog, if you get it out of the way, it's a way of building something amazing. And I had a CEO of one of the top tech companies in London join my Business Accelerator. He went through the whole 8 weeks and he said, Brian, the biggest thing I got from you is now I can pick up the phone and I can talk on a video format and post it on social. He said that alone has got me on more boards. He's now advisory on many boards in technology. He said it's connected me with so many future employees. He said it's got a lot of the younger people watching me and coming up to me at conferences because I'm confident enough to speak into a camera like this and post it. Folks, this is the new age of digital. You have to be ready to do this. The CEO of a company now is the spokesman of a company. Look at Elon Musk. He does press conferences, right? Look at Timothy Cook. He's out there telling everybody what's up. Look at all these leaders. They are the front men and front women of their organizations, and you have to be ready to do this. If you're not, then take ownership for your business dying right now or for you not being relevant anymore. And if that hurts enough, then you're going to say, you know what, Brian, I'm sick and tired of watching my business go down the tubes. I'm sick and tired of sitting at home doing nothing. I'm going to do what you say. I'm going to hold you on this challenge for the next 10 days. I'm going to do a video and I'm going to post it. So do that. Tag me on all my social medias, post those videos, and just tell me what the feedback is. This is the way you can start to build a business. This is the way you can start to write a book. This is the way you can start to create a digital product. But it all starts with the vlog. And again, I always tell my students, go live. Just hit the live button on Facebook and talk for 2 minutes. That way there's no do-overs, there's no retakes. You're not thinking, oh, should I publish it? And just get it over with. And then realize this is a process. You can learn from it and you can actually expand when everyone else is contracting. And that's what they're doing right now. They're running for the hills, but you could build your brand right now. And I've been doing these Daily 5 every single day. I'm getting a lot of great feedback for it because I'm trying to use this time to expand. And I think that's really important. So try this out for me. I've had a bunch of my students, they do 10 vlogs in 10 days. They go to 20 vlogs in 20 days. One of my guys went 60 vlogs in 60 days. And he was my most successful student on that course. Sold like $20,000+ of digital products on that course. Because every person that watches your video is a potential customer, and they're all giving you feedback on whether what you're saying is something that's worth buying and consuming. So there you go. It sounds simple. We all have one of these things in our pocket, but the barrier to entry is in your brain, baby. It's in your brain because you're all worried about what are people going to think. You know what? Fuck them. Put your video out. It's your life. Own your business. All right. There you go. We're still on lockdown here, but we're going in. I got a broadcast tonight with a doctor. We're going to try to get down to the details of what's going on in this world. Stay strong, stay safe, keep pushing.